The term Volkswagen means people's car in German, and that is mostly what the brand sells: stylish, well-engineered cars that are still relatively affordable. Volkswagen usually leaves the task of selling pricey sports cars, luxury rides, and supercars to its sister brands such as Porsche, Audi, and Bugatti. But there was at least one time Volkswagen tried to elbow its way into the luxury car market, and it failed miserably, especially in the United States. The Volkswagen Phaeton was, by most accounts, a marvelous car, but it was expensive. In 2004, pricing in the US started at $64,600 for the version with the 8-cylinder engine. A 12-cylinder version started at around $83,515. It was widely reported to be a pet project of Ferdinand Piëch, a scion of Volkswagen's founding Porsche Piëch family, and a longtime Volkswagen Group executive who has been regarded as very much a larger-than-life personality in the automotive world. Piëch had held key roles at Porsche and Audi, and over the years demonstrated a taste for high-quality and high-priced cars. He was largely behind Volkswagen's acquisition of French supercar maker Bugatti, British luxury brand Bentley, and the Italian supercar maker Lamborghini. With the Phaeton, Piëch wanted to design a vehicle that would be nothing less than the best car in the world, and he wanted it to bear the Volkswagen badge. The Phaeton was meant to lift Volkswagen to the level of luxury German car makers such as Mercedes-Benz and BMW. The problem was, simply, that US customers did not want to spend $65,000 or more on a Volkswagen.
Volkswagen, the name itself, the people's car, it implies that it's supposed to be something for the masses. And yet here he was trying to create a car under that brand to compete directly with Mercedes-Benz, and it was a car that just never really fit the brand as good as it was, and it did a little better in Europe for a time than it ever did here. It never sold in any huge numbers here.
To be fair, the Phaeton was said to be very well built. It had all sorts of luxury features, many of which were quite advanced for the time and some of which are still rare. For example, the car had a dehumidifier in the cabin to prevent the windows from fogging. Piëch, who had a background in engineering, had reportedly handed down a mostly secret list of 10 specifications many of his own engineers said would be impossible to meet. One publicized spec insisted that the car be capable of driving 186 miles per hour all day in 122-degree weather and still maintain an internal temperature of 71.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Reviewers acknowledged the craftsmanship and quality of materials in the car. The interior is solidly built, using the finest leather and wood Volkswagen could find. Even the production of the car sounded premium. It was built in Volkswagen's transparent factory, a glass-walled plant with hardwood floors that also functions as a kind of museum Volkswagen uses to showcase its latest innovations. The Phaeton shared the production line with the Bentley Continental, a car with which the Phaeton also shared a chassis. But Volkswagen sold only 3,354 Phaetons in the United States, and the company pulled the car from the US in just a few years, although sales were stronger in Europe and China. It remains one of Volkswagen's most controversial vehicles. After all, the brand was meant to bring style and engineering to the masses. The car was also up against entrenched competitors from BMW, Mercedes, and even Volkswagen's own Audi brand. Not that it stood much of a chance. The Phaeton's best year in the US was in 2004, when it sold 1,939 units. That same year, Audi sold 5,943 of its full-size A8 sedans. BMW sold 16,155 7 Series sedans. Mercedes sold 20,460 S-Classes. And Lexus sold 32,373 full-size LS cars that same year. Of course, it is understandable that manufacturers want to go upmarket. And there are cars today that, well-made as they may be, sometimes seem to sit a bit awkwardly with their stablemates to many of those who follow the industry. Volkswagen was not available for comment on this story. But anyone who wants to buy a 2004 12-cylinder luxury Volkswagen sedan can now have a Phaeton for less than $12,000.